My definition of bold would be confident, to be creatively visionary, but also accept that it might be wrong.
Stepping into the mess, holding your vulnerability really close, and wrestling with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, but running towards it.
I don't think I can say I've ever really been in my comfort zone.
To be able to step forward and take advantage of all the opportunities that may come your way.
I think we have to be bold sometimes in our lives to impact other people.
I think for me, the drive to explore the unknown's always been there. Like ever since I was a child, I've always had this insatiable curiosity about what's out there, what else is in the world, what's outside of my point of reference.
I cannot remember a time when I didn't love theatre, music, a painting. The arts is just intrinsic to my being and a way of making sense of the world and seeing and imagining a world that can be better.
My mother is the reason why I have courage. She would look for opportunities to work, and she looked after up to about 8 or 9 foster children, plus her own children. And so she was a trailblazer in that way, and she opened doors for us as her daughters as well.
So these photos are very much about me and my grandpa Sam, because he's my inspiration. One night I came up to his room and there were a lot of people around. There was his children and his grandchildren, and he was in an induced coma, slipping in and out of consciousness. And I came up to him, he opened his eyes and he said, "I love you, doll." And he slipped back into a coma and he died that night. Sam probably ignited my love for aged care. I thought that everyone had a beautiful end-of-life journey. Becoming a registered nurse, I realized that that wasn't the case. And so I saw a great opportunity there to be able to then change that.
I think boldness comes from a point when you just say enough is enough.
Walking through the gates at Harvard, I stood there. I thought about my family, I thought about my mother, my grandmother, many of the obstacles and hardships that they had suffered. Being able to step into these gates meant that for me, my world was about to change.
Leaving my career in investment banking to go do a PhD, that allowed me basically to work on these incredible sort of multi-integrated land use projects in Africa, in Asia, around Europe, that helped basically protect and restore the environment. A very bold moment where I really just had to back myself and believe that my instincts were leading me in the right direction.
I titled this The Last Supper because it's me with 9 men, so representative of my time project managing the Pavilion project in Venice. That's the sort of impact that I think is starting to lead me into the boldness, if you like, to actually take those positions that can actually make change for good.
I've sat on national levels as director of boards, state levels, and also in my local community. I have to be a voice for many women in my communities. If I want to see my children and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren come into a world that has better outcomes for our Aboriginal people's health, that keeps me continuing the work that I do.
In order to make my dream a reality, being bold was about 62 meetings and 38 presentations. And each time someone would say no, it was, well, if not you, then who? 12 years ago, I started Group Homes Australia, which was doing dementia differently. Small homes with 6 to 10 people living in the community. To be able to step into someone's world and allow them to be seen, to me, that was extraordinary.
A lifetime focus for me has been to create an environment in which women could be supportive to each other, become financially self-reliant, determine their own goals and progress and develop at their own pace. Our original group of nutrimetics consultants were homemakers, and many of them would say, look, I don't think I could ever become a consultant. I'm just a housewife. I said, just hold up there. you're never just anything. What we're going to help you to do is to create a business that can be worked around the needs of your family. You could become financially self-reliant with Nutrimetics. Nutrimetics would provide hundreds and hundreds of women with very substantial incomes. So we had an enormous impact on Australian women, and it was mainly by focusing on making women feel confident enough to be financially self-reliant and to operate a business. The thought I would like to share most: do not ever undervalue your capabilities.
My mother is why I have courage. Being bold in a world where you need guidance and you need those around you to fulfill the things that you need inside you.
Being bold means, for me, being comfortable that sometimes you don't have the answers.
It's what stretches us as human beings.
You have to have that degree of self-confidence or boldness to be able to take advantage of all the opportunities that may come your way.
I think every woman leader is a bold leader.